Hi guys, Shaban is here. In this video we are going to take a look at how we can integrate DSSLite with MMO starter kit. So try to follow with me step by step in order not to have any sort of issues. Enough speaking and let's get started. So first of all we need to copy the plugin from DSSLite to the MMO project. Okay, after that we need to open MMO. I am using the 4.25 version. Wait for it to be ready. I will pause the video and come back. Okay, now the project is ready. I'm going to start by making sure that DSSLite is enabled. Next, we need to go to MMO, Blueprints, PPMMO instance, and create variable, call it DSS. Its variable type should be DSS socket object reference, and I'm going to add it to a new category. Let's call it, let's say DSSLite maybe. Okay, that's fine. Next, I need to migrate some contents from the second project. Go to Blueprints and migrate each folder by itself. To MMO content. Next, migrate this one. Now we can select everything here and migrate them together. Okay, you can find them on third person CPP blueprints. We are going to start by deleting everything that's necessary. Ignore those errors because we are gonna fix them later on. Go to UI. Okay, we are gonna work with that later on. Now let's go back to the game instance. Okay, here we need to create few functions. Let's start by create a new function and we will call it read message. Copy everything here and paste it here. Create a local variable, compile and save. Okay, I will call this DSS. Next we are going to create two macros. We can work without them, but it's going to make our project more readable. Okay, first one we will call it is server, and second one we will call it get DSS state. Let's get started with this one. Next, first one is disconnected, second one is new message, the last one is running. Okay, so far so good. Let's go back to event graph and start copying everything from the DSS project. I'm going to start with those 3 blueprints. Next, we will work with this one. Okay, create a new variable, move it to DSSLite, is server, now we need to copy map enter, but before working with that we need to set up a few things in the graphical user interface. So let's go to user interface, to WPP game HUD, and here we need to go to user interface game HUD. We need to copy this one and loading overlay with ping, paste them here, compile and save. Okay, this one I'm going to place it here and make sure to check size to content. Okay, so far so good. Let's add a few things to the graph. I will start by the function that updates the ping. Paste it here and update the past to MMO instance. Need to get game HUD, get ping, cast it to our player state, let's set this variable to 1 second. The ping will be updated each 1 second. Next, I will copy this one. So actually we don't need everything. This one is not usable. So also we need the loading overlay and the ping overlay only. Okay. Next, I will use this one. close this and go to escape exit. Need to change the cast, get DSS and replace everything here. Close this. This one we are going to work on it later on. Okay, so now let's go back to the game instance. We need to copy this one. Create this variable. Create this variable. Move them to DSSLite. Next, delete this and this. Get game HUD. Show loading screen. Make sure to check it. Create this one. You can set it to like 10 seconds. Move it to DSSLite. Okay, next delete this one and use map enter. Okay, so now let's go and work on this section. So first of all, this one is optional, so we can ignore it. I'm going to start by working on client, connect client to DSS. Create some variables. Sorry, this one we don't need it. I'm going to use my character name here. Create this one. Use whatever password you want. I will use my password. The worst password that could be used. Okay, next let's copy the server one and ignore this one. Create some variables. I will use the same password for server authentication and for client authentication. Next we need to copy those things here, paste them, create a new variable. We can initialize it to, let's say, 0.1 second. Next, get DSS state. There is something weird here. So it should be connected together, and we will remove one of them. So here, if the player disconnected, we need to patch it. If we received a new message, we need to read it and process it. So we can delete this one. Okay, so far so good. Let's double check everything here. Now I'm going to add a few maps for demonstrational purpose only. I'm going to use a few of them. So I will use the dungeon and map one. Let's move them to this folder. Okay, save everything. Now we can start changing everything here. Let's start by this guy. Cast to your character. Next, cast this to MMOKit instance. And we need to get the game HUD. Check if it's valid or not. Get portal UI and set it to visible. Okay, let's work on this part. Cast to MMO instance. Need to get game HUD. Get portal UI and replace everything here. Okay, so far so good. Next, let's go to portals. Change the cast. Get DSS. Replace everything. Same for the other portal. Now we can start working on the maps. So we are no longer need this one. Let's go to the maps and start working on each map one by one. Okay, we need to make sure that all of the maps contains the doll map. Next, need to modify the level blueprint. Cast to MMO instance. Get the image UD. Okay, I'm going to copy this part and paste it in every map. Now we need to change a few things on the MMO player character. So here we need to move everything back, get game instance, pass to MMO instance, get is connected or set is connected to true. Next we need to copy a few things from DSS character, paste it wherever you want. Okay, so what a local variable, let's call it portal character. I need to change this to anything other than E because it's actually already used. Okay, everything's fine. Let's try to put some gates here and configure them. This one should move us to map number 1. That should be map 1. Map location. So you can check the map location just by hover over the map. You can see the primary asset name. It's game MMO maps. MMO maps. Okay. Next, we will set up another one for dungeons. So this one should be dungeon. Let's name the dungeon instance to 1. It's on the same destination and it's called dungeon. Its name here dungeon ID 1. Okay, so let's migrate this material. Now I'm going to change the material color. So you can distinguish between the normal maps and dungeons. Also we can place the portal guy. Let's rotate it, get it up a little bit. Okay, so now we can add as many as we want maps. Let's change the text to hello. You are using DSSLite for travel, and we will add, let's say, 2 maps. Here we are gonna go to map 1. Its name is map 1, and since it's not a dungeon, we don't care about those things. Let's copy the map location from here. Next, let's use it to travel to a dungeon. Let's say it's instance ID 2 and its name dungeon ID 2. So everything is ready here. Let's go to other maps. Okay, so I'm going to delete one of this and keep one only. This one should get us maybe to map number 1, let's say. And change the map location. Here I will delete one of these. The map here, let's go to the valley race. Its name is Desert Rally Race also, and here we can go to a dungeon. Let's say the ID is 2 here. Last thing, I'm going to modify the portals. This portal should go to desert rally race. Okay, so there is still one thing only here to do. We need to go to user interface. We need to go to main menu and view this. We need to change interword. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of it. Let's go to event graph and create a new one. Here a new UI, game HUD. Okay, we don't need a lot of this, we need just the travel part. Need this also. Let's create a custom event and call it, let's say, map enter. It's already available. Server enter. Paste this here. So first of all, we need to connect the player. Then we will travel to a default map. So let's copy the map location. Let's say you want to travel to Desert Rally. Here we will use DSS. Whenever it is clicked, it should be disabled. So let's try to press play and see what's going to happen. So we have few errors here, we are gonna fix them. Okay, so here we need to change the cast. Get DSS and replace everything here. get gain HUD, and then get portal UI, and set it to header. This one is working. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one is not that important, just delete it. And go to on response get character. We need to bypass the set actor transformation because actually our maps is not related to the database, is not connected to the database. This one I'm going to delete it because we are no longer using it. Okay, so I think everything is now working. Okay, so far so good. In the next video we're going to take a look at how we can host everything on VPS. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.